Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to ARC's webinar on digital services. My name is Anne, and I'm the moderator for today's session. And just shortly before we are going to start, we would kindly like to invite you to ask your questions in our Q&A session at the end of this webinar. And we really would like to hear from you and to include your voice in the conversation. And to do so, please use the question and answer panel on the right side of your screen. The questions will be sent to my attention, and I will then direct them to today's expert. And without any further ado, speaking of today's expert, Alex is here with us. He is senior analyst at ARC Europe. So, Alex, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Thank you, Anne. Thank you for introduction. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, from my side. And thank you for joining us today at the ARC webinar on digital services. My name is Alexey Grechka, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. Today, I will be sharing some valuable insights into the rapidly growing market of digital services, exploring the trends, challenges, and success stories, what are driving the future of this dynamic field. Today's agenda, we will begin by exploring the rising demand and growth drivers for digital services. There, we will discuss the key factors fueling this market's rapid expansion. Then we will dive into some market insights to give you a clear picture of where the industry stands today. After that, we will address the challenges in digital services adoption, the obstacles companies face and how they can overcome them. Next, we will move on to the case studies that highlight real-world success stories and innovative solutions. Finally, we will wrap up with a Q&A session. There I will be more than happy to answer any question you might have. Yeah, efficient production requires efficient solution. Imagine a busy factory floor, not just a collection of separate machines, but a connected network where each piece of equipment works together to make production smoother and faster. Picture a production line where materials are automatically measured, assembled, and packaged with precision. In that case, the entire process flows seamlessly because the machines are connected, communicated with each other to ensure everything is done accurately and efficiently. This level of connectivity is not just about making things easier. It's driven by the need to stay competitive and meet regulations. Thanks to advances in technology, automation has come a long way. Machines today are not only smart, but they can also handle a complex task like checking the quality of products, often with the help of AI technology. However, there is a challenge. Those advanced systems need skilled workers to keep them running smoothly. The big question is, do we have enough engineers, maintenance experts, and IT specialists to manage this? Unfortunately, the answer is no, we do not have enough engineers. There is a global shortage of skilled workers. Government report from the US, Europe, and Asia, and all indicate a dire need of engineers and maintenance technicians. Why the shortage? The complexity of modern machine demands new skill sets, and as production floors become more automated, the need of engineers increases. Let's look at the numbers. As example, the US will need 400,000 new engineers annually by 2030. Japan will need 700,000, and Europe faces the similar demands. And the question is, can the industry meet this need? And probably not, but we have one really promising solution is digital services. Today, digital services are revolutioning the industrial landscape, offering companies innovative ways to enhance efficiency, reduce cost, and improve overall performance. Those services encompass a wide range of solutions from real-time data monitoring and advanced analytics to remote operations and AI-driven decision-making. One of key advantages of digital services is the ability to make more informed decisions. By leveraging data from across operations, companies can identify trends, predict potential issues, and optimize process, leading to significant improvements in productivity and reduced downtime. This proactive approach allows business to shift from reactive to predictive strategies, minimizing disruption and extending the lifespan of critical assets. And moreover, digital services are not just about implementing new technologies. They are about transforming how business operates. Companies that effectively harness those services can streamline workflows, enhance collaboration across teams, and adapt more swiftly to market changes. And by doing so, they positioning themselves to meet future challenges head-on, achieving sustainable growth and maintaining a competitive edge in their industry. Yeah, let's take a look at the market insights. Our research shows that the biggest share of the digital services market is currently held by predictive maintenance. Following that, services related to data connectivity and design with remote commissioning in the third place. Today, digital services are more than just tools to boost production efficiency. As example, for OEMs and automation suppliers, those services are key assets that make their products more attractive to customers. As a result, even companies that don't primarily focus on digital products are starting to include digital services to stay competitive. And while AI services are generating a lot of excitement, their use in industry still faces some big challenges. The main issue is that AI needs to be trained on very specific data. Unlike consumers' AI, as example, like ChatGPT, which can learn from lots of data available online, industrial AI does not have as much data to work with, and making it harder to implement. But even so, generative AI is starting to find its place in industry, for example, by helping operators with simple instruction. But despite that, AI services currently make up only a small part of industrial market. Regional trends. We see clear difference in how digital services are being adopted around the world. The US and Europe are currently leading in this area, while Asia is moving forward more slowly. This slower pace in Asia is mainly due to regional rules, especially in countries like China. Digital services rely heavily on data, and in some regions, there are specific rules about how data must be collected and stored, often requiring that data stay in the local data centers. This means service providers have to invest more, which can slow down the rollout of digital services. In addition, some companies are not yet ready to fully embrace those new technologies. They may be hesitant to send data even to local data centers, choosing instead to keep all data on site at their own facilities. To overcome those challenges, some service providers are creating solutions like edge devices, which process and store data locally. Those solutions meet local regulations but require more efforts and resources, making the development of digital services slower in some areas. But despite those challenges, there's still a lot of potential for growth in regions like Asia, as those solutions continue to improve and adapt to local needs. Yeah, the market dynamic. The growth dynamic of digital services present an interesting contrast. While all digital services are experiencing rapid expansion, certain segments are growing faster than others. In our research, we analyzed market demand for digital services and developed a 5-year forecast for market dynamic. The 5-year CAGR for all services is approaching 30%. Notably, services related to Gen AI are expected to grow at a rate significantly higher than the average. But on the other hand, well-established services such as, for example, digital training have a 5-year growth forecast that is below the average. This lower growth is influenced by factors such as the decreasing cost of trainings due to high competition and the already widespread adoption of those services. But despite those variations, the overall trends highlights the strong growth potential across the digital services market. Industry segment. From industry perspective, digital services have strong growth potential across most sectors. Industries such as automotive and oil and gas have already seen significant adoption of digital services and continue to experience growth in this area. In many sectors, the implementation of digital services such as performance and production optimization has become a necessity. The rising cost of energy and increasing environmental protection requirements are driving companies to enhance efficiency, and digital services offer a crucial means of analyzing production processes and making data-driven decisions. As those pressures continues to mount, the adoption of digital services across various industries is expected to accelerate, positioning digital services as essential tools for meeting both economics and regulatory demands. Here we are going to discuss the challenges in implementation of digital services and in general in adoption of digital services. While we have discussed the rapid growth of digital services, I think it's equally important to consider the factors that can slow down their adoption. Let's take a look at some key growth inhibitors and how they impact the implementation of digital services. First of all, that's adoption of new technologies. Implementation new technologies can be daunting for many organizations across the world. The steep learning curve, fear of disruption, and resistance to change are common barriers. Companies need to clear strategies for change management and training to ease this transition. Also important point is a lack of collaboration with IT and OT groups. There's this disconnection between IT and OT can hinder the seamless integration of digital services. Bridging this gap requires fostering collaboration and ensuring both teams work together towards common goals. Rising global inflation is also the negative factor. The increasing cost of goods and services globally is putting financial pressure on companies, making it harder to invest in digital transformation. Organizations must find ways to justify those investments by demonstrating the long-term savings and efficiency gains that digital services can offer. Legacy technology. That's, I think, also the important topic here, because many companies still rely on outdated legacy systems that are difficult to integrate with modern digital solutions. And digital services depends on data, and it's essential to ensure that those services have access to actual data from the shop floor. Performance evaluation, evaluating the performance and returns of investments of digital services can be challenging, especially in the early stage of adoption. Establishing clear metrics and continuously monitoring performance is crucial to ensure those services deliver the expected benefits. In general, understanding and addressing those challenges is a key to unlocking the full potential of digital services, ensuring that their adoption continues to accelerate across industries. Let's talk about case studies. Today is one of the last topics of our agenda. And this year at ARC Forum in Barcelona, we heard from various companies about the implementation of digital services across different industries and applications. And I'm excited to share some of those insights with you. Let's start with Flex. Flex presented an innovative platform that connected end users with service providers, streamlined the entire process, and significantly speeding up the deployment of digital services. HEMA Group. HEMA is a well-known company in functional safety, and showcased their solution for digitalization, the safety lifecycle, enhancing both safety and efficiency. RAS Industry, it's a part of RAS Group, discussed their approach to energy consumption. They introduced a solution that not only improves energy efficiency and reduce carbon footprints, but does so in an affordable and straightforward way. Schneider Electric introduced a comprehensive solution designed to ensure continuous operation with zero downtime. And even in complex environments, it's a really great solution. SIG shared their success story with virtual commissioning, and they demonstrated a fascinating way to increase speed and make the commission process run more smoothly. Unfortunately, today we do not have enough time to dive deeply into the case studies. However, all materials have already been uploaded to our platform. I think, Anne-Catherine, can you please help me and put the link to our platform into our chat?
Sure. Already done.
Yeah. Or later on, you can access it along with the PDF version of this presentation as well. As we come to the end of our webinar, I want to thank each of you for your time and attention, and I hope the insights shared today have been valuable and will inspire you as you navigate the evolving landscape of digital services.